Hey guys, today I want to talk about my Radical Arms upper in 223 Wylde that I got and the dilemma I have, the problem. So this is, here's full um model number. I got this from Brownells for $219 shipped, and there was a $10 off coupon that covered my taxes pretty much, and it was a great deal because it did say match upper. The problem I found is that first the description changed. Once I received it, I was buying 1 in 8 twist, and what I got was 1 in 7. Now, ideally I wanted something like 1 in 9 or 1 in 12 because I don't plan to shoot anything faster than 55 grain. I got thousands of those, maybe 62 grain occasionally. I didn't have any good accuracy with those. So I got this upper, and the biggest complaint, biggest reviews on the Brownells were saying that it wouldn't cycle the rounds. And some people actually had it cycle just fine, but a lot didn't. And some people had solutions. I looked on YouTube. One guy said he put on a rifle stock with a A2 tube, and that solved his problem. Some people said somewhere else they lighten the buffer, and that's what I try to do. So first I got the upper, and there were some scratch marks on the barrel, probably from installing the see if I can focus on these. It's hard to see, but they're there. See, these are probably from installing the gas block. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but here's 1 in 7 twist that was supposed to be 1 in 8. It comes with this muzzle brake. I'm not sure if this like just reduces recoil, or if it also, I mean, I don't see a way that would prevent the muzzle rise, so it just brake, not so this is what it looks like. I picked up generic BCG from another website and a charging handle, and I realized just how much I got used to the ambidextrous charging handle, where I'm right-handed and I want to charge it from the right. Well, with this one, the basic one, you have to only do it from the, you can only charge it from the left side. Okay, so it has a stainless steel barrel. Once I took the handguard off, and that's more of that later, I've noticed it has a weird profile. So it's actually about 0.825 here, whereas in the middle it actually reduces down to 0.6 0.6 something inches, and that's kind of gives you a little misleading look, as if it's a heavy barrel here, thicker at the end. Is usually contoured the other way around, where it starts off thick and then goes thinner towards the muzzle. Anyway, the main problem is this does not cycle most of the ammunition I tried. Now, granted, I didn't try like all the generic ammunition, factory ammunition, because I do hand loads, reloads, and that's the whole, I mean, that's what I do. I just don't shoot factory ammo. Except I had some Norma TAC 223 match quality ammo that was sold for about the same cost as a regular ammo. 25-year shelf life. This has really nice brass. The brass alone costs twice more than the ammo. So that's why I got some of these rounds. And right off the bat, I think on my first outing, without even a barrel break-in, I got the sub MOA group. 5 shots, 50 yards. Yeah, I know I'm only shooting 50 yards just because I don't like running 100 yards back and forth to change my targets. And if the problems do show up, you will see them at 50 yards. And once you get groups like this, you can stretch it out to 100 yards and see how it goes. Some of my other reloads didn't shoot that well. The groups were, again, they're still getting. Here's same ammo but shot bigger group. Here's a VMAX again. I don't know why I didn't shoot. Maybe it just needs a break-in. Here's my bulk Hornady 55 grain bullet that shot 4 of them went in. No MOA. And the 5th one, I don't know, flyer, whatever. This one, again, this is a tricky bullet that I need to work with. Here's another VMAX group that didn't impress. So overall, it was okay. It had potential for reloads, and the biggest problem is having to charge the handle back. So on my second outing, I read some description that said if you take a buffer and replace some of the weights with original ones with something lighter, then that can help you to cycle. So I did that. I took out the original steel weights and replaced them with the aluminum ones that I machined with the same dimensions. It was very plain simple machining. And I went out to the range, a quick thing, loaded some of these that wouldn't feed before, and guess what? I shot maybe like 5 of them and they all cycled just fine. Now the biggest difference is I was shooting them offhand, where the previous ones I was shooting from my rest. Now I don't know if that makes a difference, but I feel like it might, because the rest kind of puts the gun in a more stable, more resistant to recoil. I don't know. You guys tell me if this has ever been an issue for you or not. I know that with suppressors it does increase the pressure, but I wasn't shooting suppressor, just throwing that out there. Maybe if I had a suppressor I would cycle fine. Anyway, next trip to the range I decided to do some increase the powder loads with IMR 4198. I think I saw somewhere a potential. No, actually, what was happening is I was not getting cycle, the action to cycle with IMR 4198. I decided to up my charge to 22 grain or 21.9 max, which some books have it. Most books will stop at 20, because I've noticed even at 20 there weren't any pressure signs. So I figure I'll up it. And guys, look at this. This is like the best group I ever shot with it. I got under 1 MOA with this 3 shots. Now I loaded them 5 of each, but I figure no point of shooting more if I could just get a quick idea. So here I got 5 shots, 1 inch, not good, about 2 MOA. Same here. This was Jag, brass, 50 yards, CCI 400 primer, and 2.25. Oh, and that's another thing, is I increased the length, the seating length of the bullet, because as I said, I think in one of the groups I tried, I saw accuracy increase when I seated to the max. I believe they're by Hornady low data book, they are meant to be seated at 2.2, so this is 50 thousandths more, closer to the lens. So this got me MOA group at 21.6. This is the group I scored the best, and these are in 0.1 increments. And this one back to 1 MOA, and this one open up again. I could have pulled one, who knows, but that was worth investigating. But the problem I'm having is $219 upper is a really good price. Don't really like the chalky, like a little bit of a chalky feeling on this. Like my first upper I got from Davidson Defense had really nice, smooth, anodized feel to it. It just feels great in your hand. This is very light though. I took it off and it's really light. So I called Brownells, even though it's been like 3 months, maybe a little couple days short of 3 months, and asked them what can I do, because I decided, you know what, I don't want to be stuck with an upper that can only shoot my reloads. It's just embarrassing. Somebody hands you, oh, here, try these American Eagle factory ammo, and I can't shoot them. That's just, here's what really kind of opened my eyes up, is what my cousin was with me at the range. He has a Colt AR. I was giving him some of my reloads that I made a very long time ago with the initial charges of 18 grains. That's like a starting load. And his AR cycled these like no problem. Like no problems at all. And I'm thinking, okay, wow. Mine is up at the max possible charge and it doesn't want to cycle. And I don't know if this is because of the gas tube being rifle length or whatever it is. It's not a carbine length where because this is 18-inch barrel, and 16-inch barrels get a shorter gas tube. But I read somewhere that also that the longer buffer tubes have a smoother recoil. So anyways, I called Brownells, see what they can do about it, and they said to see if the gas block lines up. Now, interestingly enough, I talked to Kenny, the Eagle Eye shooting, and he told me the same thing, that he toured their factory and he found that the gas blocks are not lined up. And that's what the tech told me to check and make sure the gas block is lined up. I took the handguard off, and here's another problem I found. There's 2 screws right here. The one on the left, I stripped. You see how this is bent on the right one, but the left one, I couldn't. I stripped it just won't. I mean, I was using strong like wrench. The one on the right came off, and this one came off, and actually I was lucky the handguard slid off. And this is, I mean, that's a potential problem too. I don't like that. And also, of course, there's like a pretty rough finish on this cover. Not a big deal, but I thought I'd point it out. It's not as nice finish as the other upper I built, which was cheap also. So what do you think, guys? For $219, with a good potential accuracy, or is this just overrated? I mean, can I buy? I want to get a match, basically, grade barrel, maybe a whole upper, maybe around $400. Is this possible? Get that with the upper. Already got BCG and charging handle. I don't know if BCG makes a difference. By the way, I did try a different BCG from my other gun from my other upper, and it didn't make any difference. So should I keep it or should I return it? Because I'm sad right now to return this. Another thing that, like I was saying, that another website at the time I was buying was selling 1-in-7 twist for $40 less. That's before taxes and stuff. So I think if you encounter the fact that I still had to pay tax on the other one, maybe the real difference would have been more close to 20, more like 20 something dollars rather than 40. But for this price, should I keep it and try to see if I can fix this? So the technician asked me to take the gas block off and see if it lines up, even if it's not off. I did take it off, and as best of my ability, I thought it was straight in there. The barrel was dimpled, and so the set screws were, it seemed to me like they were lined up. I did the caliper and I measured the middle of the hole from the shoulder of the barrel on the set screw and to the middle of the gas port, and that matched. The only thing I couldn't really tell was the orientation as far as being not perpendicular, but if the gas port was straight with the dimple in the back. So the problem I've noticed is that there was a lot of soot under the gas tube, right? Like on the barrel all the way here, it was sooted. The gas tube that's connected to the gas block was sooted pretty badly. The first like half an inch was just black, and then decreasing further. Now you guys tell me if this is normal or not, because this is my first 223 upper, and it seems to me like that doesn't seem normal, but I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe some of the gas does escape, and maybe that's normal for cheaper gas blocks, barrels.